Hello, Miss Jennifer, and hello, beautiful people out there.
Hello.
Hi, we got her, Jennifer Doran, and there's going to be a banner to explain how you can get in touch with her wonderful awesomeness. And
Ah,
she's going to be channeling Erik about his afterlife, life after life.
yes. Yes.
It's going to be a multi-part thing, people. So let's start with part one. Hello, Erik. I love you. In case you forgot.
Yes, no, he says hello, and of course, I love you too. And he says it really is so funny, like, because over there, it's not the afterlife.
It's the real life, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So we forget that. Like, oh,
I
it's the
know.
afterlife. That's our reality.
That's our real reality. This is
Yes.
all just an illusion.
Yes.
Shakespearean tragedy at times. All
Our
right.
virtual reality, yes.
Yes. So we've got a lot of questions from community members, Erik, about for you to answer. Number
Yeah.
one, say you mentioned in the afterlife that there are spirit regulations. Oh, sorry about my eyeball, people. I was attacked in the scalar shed. Okay, say you mentioned in the afterlife that there are spirit regulations that must be followed. I didn't know there were rules. One of them, I suppose, is not interfering with someone's life plan while they are on the earth plane. But what are some of the other necessary restrictions placed on our spirit form in the afterlife?
I'll be very honest. He's saying there's really not like policing. Oh, it's not like that. It really isn't like that
Yeah, it's
over
just
there.
not done. But I don't think that you're going to go to spirit jail if you.
Yeah, we're not like standing in front of a judge having to answer for what we violated. It's just not like that.
Yeah, I remember very early on you got in trouble because you went to Ireland and there was this guy that Ian, I think his name was. And you just stood in front of him. He had never seen a ghost before. And you said, "Hey, dude, I bet I could tell you how far away your girlfriend is from you right now." And she was in Canada, and he told him, and Ian was like, "What the F?" So, and you were told, "Don't do that again."
But not like in trouble, not like punishment or
No, no.
anything like
Some
that.
guidance, advice. Okay.
Yeah, and Eric just said it's actually really more about like scaring people. Like
Yeah.
that was really more if he had said he says if I had done that to somebody who it didn't like freak him out, it wouldn't
Give
have
him a heart
been.
attack. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a constant time differential between the Earth plane and the afterlife? So, for example, would 1 hour on the Earth plane always be equal to 1 day in the afterlife or something like that? Is there a time difference, and is it constant, or is there no such thing? That's going to be a hard one because there is no
It's
time.
really, yeah, it's a very hard concept to explain. Uh, when you're so what he's saying is like when we're talking to humans and making references, then yeah, we'll follow like your timeline,
Yeah,
so to speak. Like, yes, I know what you did yesterday,
yeah,
but it's not really like yesterday for them. It's not like the sun
yeah.
rises and sets and, it's just not like that. So it's just not like that.
So you accommodate yourself to our linear human
Yes.
construct, but you guys, it's like one moment.
Yes,
Okay,
and if
boom.
they were connected, the souls on the other side, if they're connected to another planet that has a different
Oh yeah,
set of rules for time than we do, then it's like this. But it's if you think about it, what he's saying is like if you're somebody down here who lives off the grid and doesn't pay attention to the days, doesn't even maybe know
yeah.
what month it is, it's kind of like that. Like it's not significant. We
Okay,
don't need to know
that's a good
that.
analogy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in your case, it's past, present, future, all in one small point.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a constant? Oh, we did that. Wait. Oh, that's just a repeat of the same question. All right. There is acknowledgement that the Earth plane is like a hologram and is not considered real. We'll talk about this a little bit from the perspective of the afterlife. Is that true? Is it a hologram, a virtual
It,
reality?
it's a virtual reality, yes, in the sense that basically what happens down here. as significant and as real as it seems while we're living it, it's not. On the other side, it's just part of the whole big picture, but it's not a hologram. There is
Yeah.
the physical planet, just like there's all the other physical planets. Earth is real,
Yeah.
but what we're doing down here is playing a role.
Yeah. All right. Um, if this is considered true and is the prevalent theory in the afterlife, why is the afterlife itself not also considered a simulation? Because how can you play the game of evolution and imagine the afterlife to be reality when God made us perfect? Why?
That's yes, that's a very, it seems like a very different, like it started out as one question and kind of went to something
Yeah.
else.
Well,
So
is the afterlife itself also a simulation?
no, the
That you could,
afterlife, Eric says the afterlife, this is where our eternal soul goes. This is where our eternal soul
right.
ultimately ends up,
Yeah.
for eternity. So that is the reality. These are like, okay, like you live at home, but you go on vacation. You go here, and then you come back home, and then you go here, and then you come back
Oh,
home. It's the same thing. When you're on vacation, vacation is very real. When you're home, home is real.
very real.
It's like this. And the whole thing about God creating us perfect, that's just a completely different question. That's
Yeah, we are whole and part of God.
yes. Yes.
And we're that part of God that wants to, that she uses to experience the various facets of
Yes.
love instead of just understanding it from a conceptual point of view.
Yes.
All right.
So yes, perfect on a bigger scale, but learning, growing. If we all
Right.
had all the knowledge and everything individually as we're broken off into the souls, if we all remained with all the knowledge of everything ever that was, is, and will be, then we wouldn't need to be still doing this.
No.
But there
Okay.
still is,
All
collective
right.
conscious growth that needs to happen, is how he's putting it.
Exactly. All right. If a person commits suicide, is it true what the Tibetan monks say that one will have their next earth life plane shortened by the amount of time you would have spent on the earth plane? So if one had not committed suicide, so if one commits suicide at 20 and they would have lived on the earth plane until 80, would their next incarnation life on the earth be reduced to a maximum of 60? 80 minus
No,
20?
no. He says there really is no correlation
And there's no
there.
punishment. A death is the death is the death, people.
Right. Right.
And sometimes it's a contract thing.
It absolutely is a contract. And even when it's free will, and Eric and I have talked about this a lot, even when suicide is free will, he says a lot of times what happens is the soul gets over there, does their life review, and says, oh, right, that's what I was working on. That's what I was trying to accomplish. And then we have the free will over there to stay over there and work on those lessons. And oftentimes a free will suicide soul will come back in with some of the same lessons, but maybe not with as much intensity. Maybe they'll take the counsel into consideration and say, maybe don't put as much on your plate.
Yeah.
But there's not any like hard and fast rules of like what you were asking, or that you're punished for it or anything like that.
Okay. Did Eric have a choice whether or not he had to go back to the afterlife? Could Eric have chosen to explore the earth as a spirit before returning to the afterlife?
So what he's saying to me is that everything he's done since was in the contract before this life. So not always, he said, but a lot of times the souls that remain down here as hauntings or ghosts or just wandering, that's something they've decided before they've come into the life. And he said for him that just wasn't um what he was doing this time. He had to get back over there and start this work.
Yeah. Okay. In other words, did Eric have no choice but to return to the afterlife? That's no.
He did well, no, not no choice, because he had made the choice before he came in that he would go back and do this.
Right. Okay.
But yes, when he
Okay.
passed, when he died here, yes, that was it. It was already set that he was going back over.
Okay. So Maria, our housekeeper slash family member friend, um, was upstairs and she came downstairs saying she heard somebody say, Maria, like that. The clear as bell. Was that you or somebody else?
Yeah, no, that was him.
So you often mess with her. She's quite open, very gifted.
Yes,
You'll mess with her
yes.
hair. Any message from Maria?
Just that he loves her.
Oh,
Just that he loves her.
awesome. Erik, do you experience daytime, nighttime in heaven? Do you see blue sky and sunlight and stars when it's dark?
Absolutely, they can. He can. They can. Sometimes like the northern lights.
Ooh,
Sometimes the sky looks pink. It just depends.
what they want, what they want to create.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Okay. I'm wondering that once we pass on, if we get to be with our pets.
Oh,
As someone who's an
absolutely.
avid animal lover, I'd like to be with them on the other side. Will I see them again?
Absolutely.
God
How,
knows.
and this is also something that we've talked about before. How crappy would it be on the other side if we didn't get to have our animals?
I
Like,
know.
who would want to go there? Nobody.
No, I
Well,
know.
some people, because some people don't like animals. But yes, we
Hmm.
absolutely get to see our pets.
Yeah, I saw a T-shirt once that said, "I love animals." And on the other side, they're delicious.
Oh, yes.
Terrible.
Terrible.
I know it's kind of funny though. Uh, anyway,
Excuse me.
you are excused. Bless you. Uh, so is there a lot of people want to know? Is there a special place, another heaven on the side that just has our animal companions,
No, no.
or that is dinosaurs? A dinosaur heaven.
No, honestly, Eric says it's like if you are in heaven and you want to go walk amongst the dinosaurs, you don't have to go to like a special side heaven or something. You can, yes, they're maybe not just roaming around all over the place. You might say, okay, like I want to go to be with the dinosaurs, and then you go, you create the area that the dinosaurs are in, but it's not like a separate planet or a
Yeah,
separate
that's like the
location.
double diamond, the double black diamond area.
Yes.
Skiing. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Is it can dinosaurs hurt you like T-Rex? Can
Mm-mm. No, the animals that are over there, that we would be coming across, they're not going to hurt us. They're,
how can
uh,
they? Spirit, they're in spirit,
right. Yes. And, animals even here, animals that hurt humans, it's either out of fear or out of hunger or out of stuff that isn't over there. So they're not trying to eat you. They're not, they're not hungry. They're
Yeah.
not afraid of you. Yeah. So it's not the same.
So what's going on with Biden's German Shepherd commander? I feel so sorry. I feel like there's no bad dogs. They're all bad pet owners. But he's bitten so many Secret Service agents, and one time
So,
so badly they had to mop up the blood, close down the tours, mop up the
yeah.
blood before
Now,
opening up the
now the
tours.
thing is about animals, and I am an animal lover,
Yeah, me too.
but sometimes just like people, animals have struggles.
Yeah.
Animals have mental health issues.
I think he's
Okay?
got a mental health issue for
Yes,
sure.
and that's what he's saying. This dog is not right. It's just not right. Um,
What do you
it
do about
happens.
that? I mean, I hate to see if
What I
he
mean,
would be euthanized, but maybe he can go to a big ranch with.
he can't. This dog should not be with other animals. This
Oh,
dog should not be with people. I mean, if we can contain this dog, medicate this dog, this would be the best. But this dog should not be put on a ranch with other animals. He will attack other animals. It's just this is just how it is in the earthly life. It's
yeah,
yes, all animals are wonderful and great, but they also can have mental health issues. They also can, I mean, there's plenty of stories where people have had, beautiful family dogs for years, and one day the dogs got them, cornered up on the cabinets. It's just
yeah.
animals snap just like people do.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and
That's
this
too bad.
this particular, I'm sorry, don't anybody get mad at me. I'm not saying to euthanize this dog, but this dog should be medicated and removed from,
Well, the Prozac maybe would help. I don't
yeah,
know,
being
but
with
I
being
don't
with
think it's
people and
that he's.
animals.
I don't think it's because of the humans the way they handle Commander for some reason.
Um,
I think it's just a
no,
mental illness thing.
there's a mental health issue with
Okay.
this particular dog.
Okay. Hi, Eric. You have taken previous births before being Eric. Do your other birth spirit energies also exist in afterlife with you?
Birth, like being born?
Yeah, you're born. You've been in many bodies and then died.
Yeah.
So, are those the other spirits that were you
Yes.
in the
So
afterlife with you?
yeah, so that's like our higher self. When we get back to the other side, we have access to all of our information that we've ever experienced, all
Yeah,
of our lives we've ever had,
all of our
everything.
consciousnesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I
Okay.
have to just tell you this because it's just a little side note that he was mentioning to me before, and it just reminded me to mention it because we did an Akashic record thing.
Oh,
And I don't know if I mentioned it in that video. I don't know if it had come to me yet from him, but he was saying like the higher self is like our Akashic record on some level.
okay.
So like it contains our
Oh,
higher
yeah.
self contains all of that information. And so when we get back with it, yeah, all that information is there. It's like having full access to our Akashic record.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. But does it get overcrowded there?
Mhm.
Does it ever get overcrowded over there? All these Erics running around?
No, no, because
Or the
it's all
dancing
back
around with
in
the higher self, Eric?
it's all back into one. It's all
All right,
yes.
I figured.
Yes.
My guide has told me that there are many heavens in the afterlife. First of all, is that true? And
Absolutely,
can Eric
because
please?
everybody creates their own reality over there. So,
Yeah, okay.
but
Like,
it's
Eric,
it's
tell us about your first heaven after you transitioned.
so immediately what he just said to me is that right at first it was just quiet,
Yeah,
peaceful, very peaceful.
you needed that.
He did. Yeah, he had a lot of noise.
Yeah,
He's saying in
in his
his
head.
here, a lot of noise, a lot of
Yeah,
just so it was really very quiet.
yeah.
Sometimes I've seen souls go over and they're right in the smack in like a city type of atmosphere, a lot of noise, a
Mm,
lot of people. It was quiet for him just right at
yeah.
first when he his awareness was there. Uh but then
Bella, no bark.
he's saying it's like he, you know, starts to reunite with souls that he knew there and kind of like easing in like a zero, what is that, a zero entry pool is what
Yeah.
he's
Oh, yeah, infinity
saying.
pool.
Yes, like where you just kind of slowly walk in. um but he's telling me he got to work pretty quickly, so I don't know timeline down here how quick it was.
Yeah,
But it must have been pretty quick that
yeah.
he started making himself known to people.
So
He
tell
got
tell me
he
about
got
your
to work pretty quick.
but you probably first had a heaven that was very earthly because you have to,
Yes, it
stand
was.
your humanity, your human is real, you can't cold turkey. So can you
Yeah,
tell
and
us what your
it was
environment?
what he was showing me was like mountains,
Yeah.
nature, this kind of thing. A lot of green, green mountains, so to
Mhm.
speak. Um Kind of like his living where he's showing me is like a cabin. It's a
Yeah.
smaller, again, a bit of solitude,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
with the knowing that anything he needed was right there,
Awesome. Okay.
available.
Bella, no. Ugh.
Was it
And
pretty
then,
quick that he started appearing to people?
yeah, it was pretty quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Mostly us, but then Ian in Ireland was one of the first two.
Yeah.
I understand that we are always on the other side, which is our higher self. Yes. How
Mhm.
does our higher self look to you, Eric, when we are incarnated? So, for example, how does my higher self look to you up there? Up there, whatever.
So this would be really based on your preference. I mean, we really can look human. We can look extraterrestrial if there's a particular um whatever form we like to look like. We can look like a ball of light, a ball. It does change. We don't just
Ooh,
pick one thing
interesting.
and stick with it.
So, what have
Um
I chosen to look like to you, Eric? My higher self.
you do look like you. He,
Oh,
he
good.
says your higher self does look like you. But he likes that consistency. He just said he likes.
Do you let me
um,
hold you and hug you in my lap
yes,
and stuff?
yes,
If you
yes.
don't, please do.
He does,
Tried to
absolutely.
get
So
you to
yeah,
do
you
that.
look like you, but
Yeah.
he said a little taller
Okay.
than you actually are.
Okay. Oh. Well, I'm shrinking, so whatever. How does that work since we have multiple lives happening at the same time? Does our higher self look like us currently here, or does it take on a persona of a different lifetime that we have
It
lived or
It
living?
it just
What
depends on our
preference?
preferences.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely it's like that soul DNA thing that we've talked about before in other videos
Yeah.
where you like on a soul level, there are certain things that we like. We develop personality traits that come with us. And same with how we appear. There are certain characteristics that over time we just start to really enjoy. And so we might take on those appearances on the other side
Okay.
if it's
Interesting.
something we like, you know?
Do I ever appear as my higher self of like I was like when we were in Atlantis together? Or usually just me, mama?
He says right now it's usually just how you look now or similar to how you look right now. Um I'm not sure why. I really am not sure why. It has something to do, I feel like, with the work you guys are doing. It's just
Oh, yeah,
like easier to just
yeah.
like stick like this because he right now he says even he is appearing in general how he looked here. This is
Okay.
usually what he looks like.
Ugh, I like that. All right.
Yes.
You talked of having a television in your apartment over there. Are you still able to watch TV programs, even
Yeah.
horror shows if you wanted to?
Yep. Absolutely.
Are they real? Like you could dial into the actual Friends episodes or
Yeah.
binge
Yes.
Friends? Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Yes. And he's also saying and also we have stuff like over here that we can watch or whatever that hasn't even been created there yet because it hasn't been channeled down to people yet.
Oh, wow. That
So
is so cool.
yeah.
Do you watch the TV show that Melissa Chevelle is trying to produce? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And they're trying to work on it over there too
Okay.
to
All right.
help.
What could be difficult, challenging, or frustrating in the afterlife? And how can you deal with that?
Difficult, challenging. So of those three words, he pulls out challenging
Okay.
because challenges, difficult and frustrating have negative connotations, but challenges don't.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, now as humans, we don't like challenges necessarily, but challenge isn't automatically negative. So he does pull the word out challenge, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Because
some
that can be a positive connotation, like
yeah,
challenging equals growth.
exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly what he's saying. So, he says uh, one of the biggest things that he's going to mention here is when you're looking to start creating the next life, the what you're going to pick the lessons, the things you want to learn and grow from, and that kind of that like, oh, okay, I'm going back in, like when he's
Oh boy.
referencing coming here to Earth.
Yeah.
Yes, that's that can be very challenging because
Okay.
while we don't remember exactly how hard it is while we're over there to come back here, we do know how challenging it's going to be when we get here. Did
Yeah.
I put too much on my plate? Should I back off some? Am I going to be able to do this? Because, for the most part, whenever we come down here, we have the ability to ascend or descend in any area that we're working on. So it's not a
Mm,
guarantee that just because we're coming back that we're going to grow
I know
it.
that it'll be a
So,
successful incarnation. Yeah.
right.
Growth wise.
Yep.
All right. One more question for part one, and then we'll have part two.
Mhm.
Eric, can you feel the love and gratitude that we have for you and your family? Oh, what all of you went
Absolutely.
through and now are helping us to help ourselves and others. My nephew suffers from bipolar disorder also, and your videos on bipolar has honestly helped him immensely. I help you and your amazing mother. Oh, feel the love and gratitude from your CE family. Oh,
Absolutely. He absolutely
that's sweet.
can. Yes. I do want to, and I hope it's okay if I say this because you mentioned this with the nephew that's bipolar. And I run across so many people who are struggling with mental health
Yeah.
who don't realize that there's blood work that they can do for the mental health medications that will tell them the best ones for their DNA, the worst medications for their
true.
DNA, and the midline for their DNA. And I really do feel like anybody who is out there struggling with mental health and taking medications should, if they can, get this lab work done.
Yeah, because a lot of them are not on the right medication.
Yep.
Not, I don't
Yep.
know, not a lot of them, maybe, but yeah, just check with your mental health care
Yep.
provider and
Yes.
get the testing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, good. That's a good place to stop. You guys
Okay.
hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And of course, we have Jennifer's information in the description box, but also on the screen. So you can check her out. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
See you in a little bit.